Hello everyone, I'm here to talk about rebranding the African girl child. So a couple of years ago, I was mandated by my father to sell off some of his properties, and I was informed by a reliable agent that he had secured a purchaser for the property. And we scheduled an appointment, And on the day of the appointment, I was told that they had arrived, the buyer and the agents and another group of people whom I suppose were also agents as well. So I instructed that they be invited into my office. And as they were approaching, I saw like 3 men approaching and 2 other ladies. And the closer they were coming to my table, one of the men, who I presume is or was the chief agent, turns back and says to the ladies, you ladies should stay behind because ladies do not discuss property-related issues. If you're wondering what my next question was, your guess is as good as mine, because I quickly asked, before whom do you approach? Because I'm sure I do not look like a man. Unfortunately, these are the kinds of questions that we get to entertain as Black African women. The African girl, she's that girl that has been told that she's only meant to be seen and not to be heard. She's the girl whose worth is determined only by her ability to take care of her family, cook for the children, cook for her husband, clean her home. That's how her worth is being determined. She's also the girl whose strength is only determined by her ability to withstand pain and torture that have been thrown at her by people around her and even from the society at large. Now, the problem this has come to pose is that this girl grows up to become a woman who has suddenly found no worth in herself because the children who have been dependent on her and in whom she has invested her purpose have grown up and have become so independent. And so she begins to struggle with her self-esteem. She grows up to become this woman who has a lot to say, whose silenced voice yearns to be unleashed. She becomes that woman whose potentials have been stifled because she has been told that she's meant to satisfy her husband or take care of her home and take care of her kids. And so she's so limited. And so to truncate this problem, which the African girl child and the woman has come to face, I propose 3 things. Firstly, I propose that back in the childhood days, the girls need to be oriented, the girls need to be given a different orientation from what they have always been given. They need to be told that their worth is actually beyond what they do in the home sphere, but they need to be trained to know that there are potentials, there are things, there are heights that they can attain beyond what happens in the home. The boys also need to be informed and told that they need to be more participatory in the things that happen in the home front. It is also my belief that there is need for flexible labor and family laws that accommodate the inherent challenges that a woman is ultimately constructed to face while pursuing her career and in every sphere of her life. It's also important that there are laws that affirm the responsibility of the men to be a part of the home building process. I also propose that there be some mentorship structure and the mental health support system for the women. Do you imagine what such mentorship structures and mental health support system could do for the woman? It's going to help her feel more confident in herself. She's going to realize within herself that irrespective of her age and the time as presumably wasted, that she can still achieve more, there is more that she can do. It's going to help her understand that her self-esteem can be built in so many ways beyond taking care of her home and her children. And as for the laws are there to help the women understand, to help, first of all, to place a responsibility on the men and give the men and the women a level playing field in their career, then place a responsibility on the men to be a part of the home building process, and also give the woman the opportunity to achieve her goals as she desires beyond whatever limitations that may have been placed around her. Then when it comes to, one more thing about the laws also ensure that the kids who are being nurtured in the home do not only get to experience parenting from their mothers, they also get to enjoy the flavor that comes with the parenting from their fathers. Now, when it comes to the orientation, which I suppose should start from the onset as a child, it's very easy to have a man or a woman channel their thoughts and their ideas and their energy towards a particular thing when some ideologies are built in them when they are younger, better than when they have been, or when they are grown and more mature. Now, I've often wondered what would have been of me and my sisters if my father had given us that mentality or given us that education of the typical African girl. I can assure you that the society would have been short of a lot of goodies coming from myself and my sisters. And to conclude, I'm going to use a quote by Michelle Obama. She said, "When a girl is educated, her country becomes stronger and more prosperous." So I encourage each and every one of us, in your little way, in whatever way that you can, encourage the education and the involvement of the African girl child in every sphere of life. Thank you very much. Thank you.